Howdy everyone, I'm Miss Amaral and I have my master's in the art of teaching as well as an additional license in special education. So I'm a little bit of a jack of all trades, or as my friends say, little crazy. Either way, you can make your own opinion at the end of this. The purpose for me making this video is, for one, I would like to educate you, and two, I am here to entertain you because I want learning and fun to go hand in hand. So our objective for this lesson, so our goal is we're going to be going over the basic parts of a plant. So we have three basic parts. We have the roots, the stems, and the leaves. And I have my spider plants here to help us with that. And we're also going to discuss or identify the three states of matter. Do you know what they are? Solid, liquid, and gas. So again, three basic parts of the plants and three states of matter. Okay, are you ready? So here are my spider plants. I've had the luxury of my friend, Mrs. Xavier. She is a co-teacher of mine, and she has been replanting my plants. I'm not very good with plants. I usually can only have them for about 2 weeks before they sadly have to go away. But these I've been successful with. I actually started with this plant. He was a little baby before, but now he's all grown up. And now they are getting a little too crammed in my pot, and I need to transfer them into new pots. And I've never done this before, so this is gonna be fun, right? Okay, so let's talk about the three basic parts of a plant. We have the roots, and this is where the fun starts, because I'm going to make a mess. Who doesn't like making a mess? Do not make a mess unless you have your grown-up's permission. But I'm going to take my plant out and put it over my new pot. Take that out. All right. So here's my spider plant. Spider plants originated, they came from Southern Africa. So now as you can see, I'll bring them closer. These are the roots of my spider plant. And what I'm going to do is kind of break that up so you can see it a little more. And what's the purpose of a root? So the purpose of the root is to anchor the plant and be able to soak up the nutrients in the plant. Can you see my root? Okay. So in this pot, I already have some soil started in here. I'm going to transfer the plant here. I already dampened or moistened the soil so that way it's easier to transport. That was a little helpful tip from my co-teacher. So I'm going to put it in here in the soil, and we're going to talk about one of our states of matter now. So we're going to talk about solid, because we have solid, liquid, and gas. This is a solid, keeps its form. The soil is also, I would call a soft solid, keeps it. And now we're going to introduce a state of matter called liquid. And with that, we also have liquid. So liquid, liquid takes the form of the shape that its container is in. As you can see, I just poured some on the floor. So now I'm gonna put this in here. Pour a little, and I wanna kind of show you guys what the word seep means. So the word seep involves liquid, and it's when it's going through, making it damp or leaking, kind of like when you step in a puddle and your foot is starting to get a little wet. That's seeping through. Okay, so we have here. So solid, liquid, and I'll show you gas later. I promise all of my coworkers that I will not pass gas in my videos. For you friends at home, when you fart. That's passing gas. That's the most common, and I like sharing that with my students because they normally just are thrilled. But I will show you after, because something hot, when it steams up, that's also a form of gas. So now that we have our spider plant in our new pot, we'll put this pot on the side, bring him back. Now, this is only about halfway full. Okay, I'm not optimistic, or you can say half empty, but I like to say half full. So what I need to do now is take my soil, and I need to finish putting my soil in the plant. So that way, as the roots start to grow, they have more room. And the soil, this soil itself, it's potting soil, and it has nutrients also to help it grow. So like I told you at the beginning of the video, I do not do well with plants. However, these spider plants are fantastic because I've had them, I want to say, for about, I don't even know, 3 months, and they're still alive and kicking, so I love these. So if you are also not good with plants, get yourself a spider plant, and you will feel really good about yourself. So now, kiddos at home, grown-ups, anybody just watching this video, we talked about the roots. Now I want to talk about the stem. So the stem supports leaves, and it helps transport the nutrients from the roots, the stem, up to the leaves. Now here's my leaves. So my stem is at the base. My stem is at the base here. So there's my stem. It's right there. Okay? Yeah, there we go. There's my stem. All right. So now I'm not going to put this baby spider plant in the next pot yet because I want to show you that I have a pot that has a hole in it. Hello there. You see? See my hole? Okay. Now, what's the purpose of the hole? Is so the water, okay, the state of matter, can actually seep through. Can you say seep? So it can seep through the soil and reach all the way down, but also it helps not overwater the plant, so I don't kill it. So now, same premise where we're going to start our little plant. I'm going to put this here. So we're going to see what it means to seep, because I have it another meaning. So here's my water. And I'm going to put water, oops, I'm going to put water everywhere. Okay, so I'm going to put water here. Oh! So that would be pouring through and not seeping. So let me just use this. There we go. We just want a little seeping so that way it won't be overwatered. And I'm going to transport my plant, my spider plant, into here. My roots, my poor roots are all squished. That's why it needs a new home. I'm going to break up the soil just a little bit because I feel like that would probably help. I don't know a lot about plants other than what I've learned in school. I've never had a green thumb, so it is what it is. Put that in here. Add a little soil. A little soft solid. Well, a soft solid that you might have in your house is ice cream. A hard solid, an ice cube. And if you leave an ice cube out, it'll start to melt, which when it starts to melt, it will become a liquid. Yes. If you're gonna watch an ice cube become a liquid, make sure you do it in the sink. Again, don't make a mess unless you are supervised and have permission to, or else you're gonna have to do a lot of cleaning. And I don't want you to have to do that. All right. So, for usual, I've made a little bit of a mess, but I'm okay with that because I will clean it up. Put a little water in here, okay. Really dirty. So, now let's talk about the leaf. What's the purpose of the leaf? And these are long, beautiful. They are taking, it's really a big word, photosynthesis, but they are taking the sunlight in, and when they're taking the sunlight in for simple forms, simple term is that it's changing it so that it's actually changing the air around us and making the air better to breathe. That's why I also like spider plants, because they are great air purifiers. Okay, so there's my plants.
And I would like to say that was successful. It was a successful mess. I want to leave you guys with one math activity, because science and math definitely go hand in hand together. So, I suggest you wash your hands, especially if you're doing this and you don't have gloves on. And then come back to this video. For the next part of the video, you're going to need some materials.
And I'm going to go over what a standard unit and a non-standard unit is. Just a basic idea and concept for you to have some fun at home. I was going to wait to the end, but I wanted to show you what some steam looks like, if you can see it. Oh, there we go. It's a form of gas. 3 states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. Okay, before we go on to a little bit of the math, the standard unit versus the non-standard unit, just want to recap or review what our 3 parts of the plant were. First one was the roots. Those are inside. And remember, the roots are going to help the plant. It's going to provide an anchor. It's going to keep this plant in there, in the soil, standing up. It's going to absorb the water and the nutrients that's needed for the plant. Once it's absorbed the water and nutrients, it goes to the next part of the plant, which is the stem. And the stem is going to help transport the nutrients to the leaves. And then the leaves are going to be here to support and help change the oxygen and the air around the plants. Those are 3 basic parts of the plants. And then we have our 3 states of matter. We have the solid, we have the liquid. Solid holds its own shape. Liquid takes the shape of the object that it is in. And then we have a gas, which my cup is still trying to steam, and the gas is evaporating. Okay? Nice and warm. Okay, so I'm gonna put our 3 states of matter to the side. At your home, you can also try to find 3 states of matter. Again, be careful with the gas one. Don't pass gas. That's rude. Walk away. And when you're trying to make things evaporate, it's usually something that contains, it's usually hot, because it's going to steam off. That should be supervised. We have our plants. Great. So now standard units, non-standard. Standard unit, most you're familiar with, the ruler. Okay, and it's standard because it gives us the same language. So if I go to here, I can say that that is 2 inches. And on the other side of our ruler are centimeters. We use inches here. So I have my ruler. That's a standard measurement. It's easy to use a ruler when you have a straight edge that you're measuring. So if I'm going to measure my container here, this part is straight, and I can see that I'm going to go from the 0, the base, get that straight, and it's right in between. If I go there, that's 5 inches. If I'm marking it here, 5.5 inches. So I'd probably say 5.5 if I'm measuring to there, or to the top, 6.5. But if I was going to give someone else this task and say, hey, can you measure this? I would have to tell them I measured from bottom all the way to the top. Now for I'm talking about non-standard. I'm talking about things that I can take from anywhere. Like a marker. I can say that this is about 1 Sharpie tall. Okay. I can take my packet of Cheez-Its. I can say that this is about 1 packet of Cheez-Its tall. I can do measurements with a deck of cards. This is 1 card. And it's about 2 cards tall. So this is really fun to do with non-standard measurements because you'll have a lot of random objects in the house. It's easier to find things with a flat, straight edge surface. If you're trying to measure something like your plant that is not straight, it's bendy, you would not use a straight edge material, whether it's standard or non-standard. If you were going to use a non-standard, you'd use something that's bendy, like a string. And then I would
take this to the base and line it right along my leaf here. And end it there and see that my leaf, is this long. And mark it there. So I know that my leaf is this long. And if I wanted to take this as a non-standard measurement and see how many leaves long my table is, I could go here. I still have where I marked, I'm just holding the rest so it's not in my way. And then I can go to the side of my table and go across here. And go here, turn over, that's 1, 2, about 3 leaves long. I can also take
my measurement, my standard unit. If I had this string, I'll put it here again. I'm gonna mark where my leaf is again. Hide the rest of my string. And now I can take this string and put it on my standard unit, right to the edge. And I can see that it's about 11 inches long. So, difference between the standard measurements, we can all talk the same language. Non-standard, it's gonna depend on you. I could be using this string and I can say that my table is 3 leaves long. And if someone else comes, it might change a little bit. So we might not be exact, we might just be close. That's okay. So you can take your markers, you can take things that you have permission to use around the house, and you can see how big is your TV, or how big is that book that you've been reading, or the TV screen that you're looking at. How long is it? If you don't have string, you can take the shoelace off of your shoe only with permission, because if your shoe is not tied neatly, it's going to be very hard to get it back into the shoes, and somebody might be a little upset. You don't want anybody upset, right? No. Okay. So that's it for my video. I hope that you enjoyed my entertainment and my education. I hope to make some more videos. If you're able to comment below or comment anywhere, because you know that's the thing that people say, leave me a comment, or you can send me an email at gamaral@newbedfordschools.org. Again, that's gamaral@newbedfordschools.org. And I look forward to hearing from you.